Want a simple trick to catch AI fast? Then look for consistency. Polished AI drafts can look flawless at first glance. When you slow down and read across the whole page or document, you'll often find that it just doesn't line up. Hi, I'm Cherise, founder of Heart Centric AI, and my focus is on helping you spot the illusions in AI writing with clarity, confidence, and heart. One of the clearest tells that you're looking at AI is when the tone, logic, or the pace within the wording and paragraphs just doesn't stay consistent or even sometimes make sense. In this video, you'll learn how to spot contradictions and tonal shifts that often AI produces. You'll also get my illusions document and checklist so you can test this skill yourself and strengthen your ability to see through the polish and the surface information. AI is great at speed. Humans excel at staying somewhat consistent. Consistency is not about perfection, it's about alignment. Ideas, the tone of voice, the pacing of the words and paragraphs should feel steady and make logical sense. And if you were to read it out loud, it should sound correct or that someone actually had spoken it. And when they don't, that's a clue something is artificial at play. You don't have to look far to see it. A blog draft might praise minimalism in one section and then later encourage readers to buy more gadgets. Same article, two conflicting directions. Researchers studying AI outputs have noted this too. Large language models often generate what's considered locally coherent sentences that break, when broken down and read as a whole, don't make any sense at all. That inconsistency, the two voices in one, is a clear tell that you're not dealing with a single steady author. And the reason that is because AI is gathering data from large databases and pulling it all together and then giving you back the responses that it thinks you're expecting based on the query or the question that you've posted. Here's how that you can check for the consistency step by step. Look for statements that cancel each other out. For example, if you ask about how to cut costs in your business and it says save more by cutting costs, which is just a restatement of what you asked, versus invest in new gadgets to save time, well, there needs to be more explanation about that. You might be able to save costs by buying a few new gadgets and save time in the process, but it needs a greater explanation. How about the voice or tonal shift of what's being reported back to you? Sudden swings from being formal or casual to casual and then formal again. And it can do that throughout the answer if it's quite a long response that you have received. It might start out with, therefore, the evidence suggests you should do something, followed by, hey, maybe you should try this out instead. That inconsistency in the tone and voice of the response is a clear clue that it's AI. Maybe it's just paced unevenly. There are paragraphs that run very fast. If you were to read them, they're very short sentences. They don't have any really descriptive words inside. And you can get through very quickly a very basic information. And then it'll give you a paragraph that is quite verbose, and you have to read it twice to understand what it is you're trying to say. Humans write very much how they talk, how they communicate, and in depending on which setting they're in, they might have a more formalized pacing in a business setting and much more casually with friends and relatives. Use our Spot the Illusions checklist that I spoke about the other day in a few of our videos and scan line by line for changes in logic or tone. Or if you download today's gift, Illusions, you'll be able to see the shortened version of the checklist that we have given out earlier this week. If there's time for you to ask and ponder the questions, test it and then test it again and ask the question a second time or a third time. Even better, try different AIs. You can try Chat GPT with one kind of question and then go to Gemini with the exact same question, and then go to Claude for the exact same question. And you'll be amazed about the kinds of different answers you will get. Fundamentally, they'll be the same, but how they respond and how they reply to you and what words they use will change. Practice. The best way to figure this out and understand it is to write a simple query, get an answer, and then use our checklist to see if it makes sense, if it has the same sound within the whole response of the answer, if it uses formal versus casual words, if it comes up with contradictions, and you will soon learn to see the difference and be confident in what you're reading. If it doesn't sound like the same person wrote it, then you've spotted an illusion. And when you master this, you'll move from trusting the surface polished responses to confidently notice when the words just don't line up. And instead of being fooled by flow, you'll recognize the fractures and you'll trust your own judgment far more. And it isn't even in just you putting questions into AI, it's in articles that we are getting every day in the media. You would be surprised how many articles that show up on the web are already AI generated and have been AI generated. And they don't disclose that. So you can't tell. They're hoping that you don't figure it out. So download the Illusions document today. Use it on either your next AI draft or use it and watch through it as you read different articles on the web or in various media outlets and see if you can spot the differences of inconsistencies and consistencies in the document. In addition, inside the Illusions document, I have numerous references for you to check out about illusions and hallucinations of AI. I reference Stanford, MIT, Harvard, and I ask that you put a comment below if you've had any experience or encountered illusions with AI. Like, share, and subscribe. The more interaction that I have on these videos, the farther I will be able to reach out to others so that I can help as many people as possible learn the pros and the challenges with using AI. Thanks so much for watching this far and have a great day.